Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to explore this really amazing world where students, just like you, get to become world leaders for a day. We're diving deep into the world of Model United Nations, or as you'll hear it called, MUN. But let's start with a question for you. Have you ever been watching the news or scrolling online, and you see some huge global crisis unfolding, and you just think to yourself, you know what, I bet I could figure that out? Well, what if you actually got the chance to try? Because that's pretty much the whole idea behind Model UN. It's a simulation, an activity where you literally step into the shoes of a diplomat from another country. You're there to discuss, debate, and try to solve some of the most difficult problems on the planet. It's part public speaking, part teamwork, and a whole lot of problem solving. It's like a training ground for the people who might actually be running the world someday. So how does this whole thing actually work? Well, your transformation from student to diplomat kind of follows 5 basic steps. Let's walk through them. Think of this as your playbook for how to make a real impact. Okay, so first things first. Part 1, the foundation. I mean, you can't just walk into a room and start fixing the world, right? You got to do your homework. And in Model UN, that all starts with your first big assignment, research. This is where you become the expert. So your mission briefing, if you want to call it that, has 3 parts. First, you get assigned a country. It could be a superpower like the United States, or it could be a tiny island nation like Tuvalu. Then you're assigned to a committee. Maybe it's the World Health Organization or the Security Council. And finally, you get the specific global topic you'll be dealing with. But here's the key. It's not just about learning facts. It's about truly understanding how to see the world from a totally different point of view. All right, once you've done all your homework and you're feeling like an expert, it is time to enter the forum. This is where all that prep work pays off. This is where the action happens. You're going to get on stage, you're going to share your ideas, and this is crucial, you're going to find some allies. And it all kicks off with the formal debate. This is your chance to shine. You take the floor, you make a speech, and your goal isn't just to say what your country thinks. No. Your goal is to be persuasive, to actually change the minds of the other people in the room. This is where you really learn how to command an audience. Now, after the speeches, the whole vibe of the room totally changes. Things get a lot less formal because it's time to negotiate. I mean this literally. You get up from your seat, you start walking around the room, and you talk to people face to face, trying to find the other delegates who are on your side. And your main goal during all this chaos is to form what everyone calls a bloc. A bloc is just a fancy term for your team. It's a group of countries, your allies, who all agree to work together to come up with one single shared solution. This is your crew. Okay, so you've done the research, you've made the speeches, you've built your team. Now we get to the final part, the outcome. Everything has been leading up to this. It's finally time to turn all of that talk into actual, written down action. And the way you do that is by writing a resolution. A resolution is basically the official document that you and your bloc create together. It's where you lay it all out, you formally define the problem, and then you detail the exact solutions that your group is proposing to everybody else. Which brings us to the final act. First, your bloc hunkers down and works together to write up that resolution, word for word. And then comes the big moment. Your resolution, and all the others, gets put up for a vote. The entire committee gets to decide which solution is the one they're going to back. And just like that, it's done. You've completed the whole journey. You went from doing research in a library to passing a resolution that, in theory, could solve a real-world crisis. You've walked the entire path of a diplomat, and you've picked up some serious skills in critical thinking, public speaking, and negotiation along the way. So that's Model United Nations for you. And it really just leaves me with one final thought, one question for you. If someone handed you the microphone at the real United Nations tomorrow, what would you talk about? What's the one global issue you would want to solve first?